I have had a complaint from a member of police staff.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself for me?
Yes, certainly. My name's Sergeant 1789 Pope. I'm the duty sergeant on today. Got no issue with your video. That said, I'd ask you not to video inside there, members of police staff. If your actions cause alarm, harassment, distress to them, you may commit an offence.
Okay, right. Well, just so you know, that is a public area, okay, and I'm well within my rights to be in there and filming.
Sir,
okay.
Sir, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying if your actions cause alarm, harassment, distress.
Okay.
Members of the sir, you listen.
As an officer, okay,
no, please
you
listen,
can't
sir,
be
please
alarmed
listen.
and distressed.
Actually, we can.
No, you cannot. You need to look at case law, and you will actually see that you cannot be alarm and distress right in your actual officer's
that's the
duty.
case of RV Oram. That's not in relation to what we're doing now. I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
Okay.
So I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
The sergeant's first tactic is to stretch the rules, suggesting that filming inside the station might count as harassment, alarm, or distress if staff feel uncomfortable. It's a flimsy claim from the beginning, and Plod challenges it immediately. Police officers can't call harassment just because they're being filmed while performing public duties. That accountability is built into the job. Realizing the argument doesn't work with officers, the sergeant pivots to focus on civilian staff instead, as if that changes the legal threshold. But it doesn't. Even without a warrant card, police staff work in a public-facing role within a law enforcement environment. Their expectation of scrutiny should be higher than the average citizen, not lower. If discomfort alone could shut down cameras, the public would lose any real ability to observe what goes on beyond those doors. In other words, the right to record would disappear the moment a camera pointed toward a police station.
They don't want, if the members of staff cause alarm, harassment and distress, I'm telling you now that may be an offence.
I'm allowed to film anything I can see from public.
I'm not saying that you
okay?
are.
So if I film them, if I film them and I'm in public, okay, then I'm doing nothing unlawful. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, correct.
Right, so if you cause alarm, harassment and distress through your actions, okay, then you commit an offence on Section 5 of the Public Order Act.
Section 5?
No, so
okay, so have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
I'm not saying that you've done that yet, and I'm not saying, I'm just advising you. I've got no problem with you videoing here.
Well, have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
Well, police staff
is not a member of the public. No, they are not. Not when they're actually working.
They are?
Not when they're working, sir. You need to actually justify that. They are police staff and they're in an officer's duty.
When Claude calmly reminds the sergeant that filming in public isn't a crime, the officer shifts strategy. This time, he cites a familiar intimidation tactic, Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986. He warns that recording could be illegal if it causes harassment, alarm, or distress. On the surface, it sounds like a serious legal threat, but the sergeant is stretching the truth. Section 5 only applies when someone behaves in a threatening, abusive, or disorderly manner. Quietly filming outside a police station doesn't come close to that threshold. Even pointing a camera through a doorway isn't remotely enough. What the sergeant is really doing is trying to turn his own discomfort into a criminal offense. And courts have made it clear, mild annoyance or irritation is not illegal. There must be genuine abusive conduct for Section 5 to apply. If his interpretation were accurate, every journalist, tourist, or anyone with a phone could be arrested for recording in public. That's not how the law works, and the sergeant knows it.
Need to actually rectify that.
So I would ask you, very politely, okay, not to video the staff. If you want to video us, that's fine. You're more than happy to do so.
No, I will video the staff if they're actually in the
if I do get a complaint, so then you may be dealt with under that matter, okay?
Well,
and that's it. That's the end of it.
Just remember, it will be completely unlawful. It will be completely unlawful. Okay, but also, can I just mention to you as well, can you tell me why you didn't actually tell me that you put your body camera on, sir?
Okay. I apologise for that. My body camera's on. Is there a reason why you didn't tell me you were videoing me?
I don't need to. Okay. Under your actual code of ethics.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
So
go on. Under my code of ethics.
Under your code of ethics, under section 3.5, okay, you're meant
3.5 what?
3.5 of your code of ethics.
Sir, there's no such thing as 3.5.
Yes, there is, sir. You need to actually look at it, okay? It actually states that a member of the public must be informed at the first possible moment when you actually turn your body camera on.
The encounter takes a turn when Plod notices the sergeant's body-worn camera silently recording. He asks the obvious question, "Why didn't you tell me you were filming?" It's a fair challenge. Officers are required to be transparent when they record the public. Instead of answering, the sergeant deflects, "Why didn't you tell me you were filming?" But the difference is clear. Members of the public have no legal duty to announce when they record. Police officers, however, operate under professional standards that demand honesty and openness. Body-worn video is not casual footage, it's official evidence that can impact real cases. Plod doesn't let it slide. He cites the College of Policing's Code of Ethics, which makes transparency a core requirement of policing. The sergeant weighs it off, claiming no such rule exists. But the guidance is public and undeniable. Officers must declare when they're recording. Pretending the rule doesn't exist doesn't change reality.
Okay, now you had ample opportunity in which to actually tell me.
Can you wait?
Okay, and you did not. No, please don't talk to me that way.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a card.
Do not talk to me in that manner.
Sir, I'm going to give you a card with my details on so you can make a complaint that I didn't inform you.
Don't worry, I will be.
That I had my body-worn video.
I will be. Don't worry about that.
I didn't. I was more concerned with your actions at the time. But
what, my actions? What, filming in public?
What? No, what you're trying to
filming in public.
No, what you're trying to do is just bait police officers.
No,
people.
That's a presumption. Okay, what you got to remember, a presumption. Okay, that's your own personal presumption, sir.
I'll give you my details.
Okay, your own personal presumption, and your own personal presumption is not law.
I'm just advising you.
Okay,
if you watch the video
your
public,
presumption is not law.
No, it's not.
Okay, so just remember that.
It was.
Okay.
So
don't tell me that I'm trying to bait police officers.
You are?
No, I would have gladly have had a nice conversation with you, sir, if you would have approached me in a different manner.
You were never intending that at all.
Really?
You're doing this specifically because
sir, you're making another presumption again.
I've come out to
How have you made it as a sergeant? How have you made it as a sergeant when you make so many presumptions? Okay, you've made 3 different presumptions.
At this point, the sergeant completely abandons any legitimate legal argument and falls back on pure assumption. He repeats the claim that Plod is only here to bait officers, but that's not evidence, it's a frustrated accusation with zero legal relevance. An officer's responsibility is to enforce the law, not invent motives. Filming in public is legal. Period. A sergeant doesn't get to twist lawful behavior into baiting simply because he doesn't like being recorded. By framing Plod's actions this way, the sergeant is basically admitting he has no real crime to point to. Instead of addressing the actual law, he attacks the person behind the camera. It's an evasion tactic, and a weak one.
Now, if that was the case, I can make a presumption on you and say, right, you're in uniform, okay, are you telling me that you're going to murder someone next? Okay, is that what it is? Okay, so I can make a presumption, okay, on you, okay, and this is only using it as an example. So are you telling me then that you would actually murder someone else, would you, sir? Don't do that, you prick!
What are you doing?
You're such a prick! Okay? No, you deliberately push that to try and push me over. Okay? And don't make it look like you weren't.
Please don't shout at me in the inquiry.
I'm not shouting,
sir. Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Okay?
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Well, what I'm here to see, okay, I will go and see.
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Yes, I am here for a legitimate reason.
Do you need to speak to someone? Would you like to tell me what that is?
Okay.
I'll get an officer
Not you, it's your actual inspector I would like to see.
He's not here at the moment, but I can give you the details on how you can contact him.
Yep, if you could. Okay, because that was completely out of order.
If you contact 101...
No, I'm not doing it via 101, okay? I will actually do it in here.
They'll take the details for you.
And that I will do.
Okay.
Okay? But you are absolutely out of order for what you just done. Don't make it look like you didn't do anything. It's all on camera. No, was it hell? Was it hell?
Then comes the moment where everything shifts. As a sergeant walks back into the station through the revolving door, Plod follows at a normal, non-threatening distance. Suddenly, the sergeant stops the door mid-rotation, slamming the panel straight into Plod. This wasn't an accident, it was frustration boiling over into physical aggression. A senior officer using a revolving door as a weapon against someone lawfully filming outside a police station is about as unprofessional as it gets. When challenged, the sergeant immediately denies it, but the footage tells the truth. The timing wasn't coincidental. The move was intentional. He wanted to send a message, and instead created clear evidence of assault. That split-second decision turned a tense interaction into a serious legal problem, one that could shadow his career for years.
Absolutely talk out your arse.
Sir, if you keep swearing at me and you keep being abusive, then I will ask you to leave the station. Sir, I'm going to ask you to leave the station if you carry on trying to behave in this manner.
Can you tell me whether or not that is swearing or not? Arse is not swearing.
You're shouting at me.
I'm not shouting.
You are.
I'm not shouting.
If you want to make your complaint, there's the inquiry office.
I'm not shouting.
I'm more than happy to do so. If you have no legitimate reason to be here, I will ask you to leave.
I have a legitimate reason. Okay.
What's your legitimate reason?
Well, I'm waiting for you to go, and then I'll go in there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to go.
Thank you.
Okay. Because you are absolutely out of order.
Sir, there's no point following me in.
I'm not following you in through that door. I'm not following you in through that door. No, I want you to go, and then I'll carry on with my business.
Okay.
And I've already told you that 3 times. As soon as you go, I will carry on with my business.
You're just being argumentative unnecessarily.
No, you tried to push me over.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. It's all on camera, so don't worry about it.
It's all on camera.
Yep, and I will be getting a copy of those.
I'm sure you will, sir. You have a nice day. Thank you for your time.
Right.
Where you'll hear him make a number of different presumptions about myself and so on and so forth, and then we go into the building. He goes through the actual turnstile door in front of me. He pushes it really fast. The door behind me slams into the back of me, and then he tries to act like nothing actually happened. And from their own camera footage, it's actually come out. Yeah, okay, it was full-on assault, is what it actually was, because it was deliberately done. And basically, they've offered £1,250, which has been declined. I'm not interested in that, and basically, so we're going to push through and actually hopefully get this type of copper that should not be on our streets in the UK or anywhere else, and hopefully go from.
In his follow-up video, Plod reveals that the station's own security cameras recorded the entire incident, and investigators concluded it was a deliberate assault. Faced with that evidence, the department quietly offered him a £1,250 settlement to make the problem disappear. Plod refused. His message is simple: this isn't about money, it's about accountability. If the case goes to trial, the payout could be far higher, anywhere from £5,000 to £15,000 depending on the judge. But even that is secondary. A public court ruling would officially mark the sergeant's actions as unlawful, opening the door to disciplinary measures. For someone in a supervisory role, that could mean demotion, suspension, or outright dismissal. It's a career-level risk created entirely by his own choices. Looking at the entire encounter, the failures stack up quickly. The sergeant misapplied harassment laws, dismissed basic ethical standards, relied on assumptions instead of evidence, and ultimately crossed into physical aggression. The revolving door didn't just hit Plod, it buried the sergeant's credibility. What should have been a routine, uneventful interaction has now spiraled into a lawsuit with potentially career-ending consequences. This case is a clear reminder of what happens when authority is abused. Policing depends on professionalism, restraint, and adherence to the law. When those values are abandoned, the system doesn't just lose public trust, it exposes itself to accountability in the harshest possible way. And because Plod refused the settlement, that accountability will now unfold in full view of the public.